you say that you wish, in hindsight, that you would have done what differently? Like your biggest regret is what?
My biggest regret
I want to
is
ask you this question.
okay.
You made this video about DoorDash, and DoorDash is a content creator that just started blowing up because she was on YouTube being real, being raw, and telling
Mhm.
people how to start their channels and get their channels going, and just being very inspirational. And so
Right.
now there has been some backlash with people saying that she's a scammer and she's not true to what she said she was going to do. And so I just wonder, because you made a video that just really blew up talking about
Yes.
DoorDash, and I wonder, how do you feel about that? Do you have any regrets about that? Are you still in the same mindset with DoorDash that you started with? Can you just, inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
let's just think back. If you could think of one word to describe yourself before these GLP-1s, what would it be? Like, what word would capture everything with your experience before the GLP-1s?
Oh wow, that is so hard.
Hello, hello. I am here with She is Tamika. And let me tell you, I am so excited. She is Tamika. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am great. I am great. I am so looking forward to my conversation with you today. I just love what you're doing on your channel, and I'm so excited to meet you. I'm so excited to meet you. And I love your saying, you say, "Hello, gorgeous." I think you're gorgeous. And look at you. Look at your hair, your skin. I just love it. I love it. I love it. So, did you always have this glow up, or just is it just natural? Like, when did you get this glow up going on about yourself?
I think it's somewhat natural. I've just always been that girl who just likes to be in the mirror and put on makeup. My mom always say, throw your earrings on and put a smile on, and you'll do just fine.
I love that. I love that. So I want to tell you, you have this glamour shot. I call it a glamour shot, where in your profile pic, you have that
Yes.
little, what's it called? The side, I don't know what is it called? The side shoulder coming out. So I
Right.
thought, I got to step my game up today because I'm interviewing She is Tamika. So I don't have the shoulder action going on, but I have a little bit up here going on. I said I
Huh,
had
I
to
need to
step my
step my
game up for
game
you.
up. I
Oh,
need to
I
step
love
my
it.
game up. I got on a t-shirt.
No, you are fine. You look great. You always look
Okay.
great. You always look great. So we are interviewing you today because we want to know about your journey. We want to know about your weight loss journey,
Mhm.
your health journey. I should call it an overall health journey because you're not just on a weight loss journey, you're on a journey to restore your health. So if you could just start out by telling us a little bit about yourself, give us some background about yourself, and then tell us what led you to the GLP-1
Okay,
medication.
so a little bit about myself. I am 44 years old. I am married, been with the same guy since 98. So we've been together for an extremely long period of time, and I've had 3 kids by him. I have a son who's 24 and 2 girls that are 21 and 12.
Oh, wow, wow.
Yes. Yes. So I have
21.
one.
Oh, you look great. You look
Yes.
great. I love that. Okay, so
Thank
you're a
you.
mom of 3.
Yes. A mom
Okay,
of
baby.
3. Yep, from North Carolina, but I moved here in Florida years ago. But yeah, I've been here in Florida for a very long time.
So what led you to becoming to the point where you felt like you needed the GLP-1 medication to help you with your health and your weight loss goals?
Yes, I've tried everything. I've tried keto, I tried low carb, I've tried counting calories. I tried doing everything the natural way, like everyone says. And I've only been successful one time, and that was during my stage of keto. I lost 18 pounds, but of course, I gained all of that back. And nothing was sustainable for me. I've also tried It Works, which is like a LMN type of pyramid. I can't even really describe it, but I tried it and it didn't really work for me. I had a friend of a family that told me about the GLP-1, and I decided to go ahead and talk with that doctor, and I was able to get on the medication of Wegovy.
Oh, okay, okay, so you started out with Wegovy. Do you know what year that was?
Yes, it was February 2023.
Okay, 2023. Okay, so you
Yeah.
started with Wegovy. So how was
Mhm.
your experience taking Wegovy?
I was nauseous the day after my injection. So, those people who don't know, you take an injection every week. I would take my injections on Sunday. So, that means on Monday morning, I will feel a little nauseous. But it will go away just by drinking more water, going outside to walk. And that kind of calmed the nauseousness down. But it was something that I had to deal with over the weeks. And I think maybe around my second or third month, I didn't really have that nauseous feeling as I titrated up.
Okay, okay. What besides nauseous, I've taken Rybelsus before, Rybelsus, and that's the Ozempic. I call it the Ozempic pill. It's just Ozempic in a pill form. And you had to take that. It's a little different than the injection. You take that on an empty stomach, you take the pill, and then you
Mhm.
have to wait 30 minutes before you eat. And so, of course, you're taking it on an empty stomach, and it made me so nauseous, sick. But that was my experience on it. Even after I ate, I just felt
Mm,
nauseous on it. I even tried to get up to the 14 just to see. I wanted to know like how it was going to feel, and it
yeah.
took me out. I couldn't
Oh,
do it.
wow.
Yeah, so
Mm.
I can relate to that experience with you with Wegovy. How long did you stay on Wegovy?
I stayed on Wegovy for 4 months. So I started in February and my last dose was May of 2023.
Oh, okay, okay, so not that
Yes.
long. So how much did you lose, and did you didn't have A1C or diabetes,
No,
anything like that? So how much weight did you lose on that?
I lost 20 pounds.
20 pounds, okay,
Yes,
okay,
20 pounds in 4 months. So my weight was very slow and steady. There were some weeks I didn't lose anything. So it was just a maintain, or I'll drop a pound, or I'll gain two and then lose three. So it was up and down.
it was up and down, okay.
Mm.
So when did you start your YouTube channel to document?
Oh, I started my YouTube channel back in 2017.
Because I see you have so many videos, like over 500
Absolutely.
videos, yeah.
Yes. And I deleted a lot
Did
since
you
then.
really?
Hmm.
When did you start talking about your experience with Wegovy?
Day one.
Right away? Did you
Yes,
start
day
right
one.
away? Okay,
Hmm.
okay, okay, alright, so we can go back to
Yeah.
February and see how you started. So did you have constipation on Wegovy?
Yes, I sure did.
And what did you do to handle that?
I didn't really do much. I don't think the constipation was as extreme as it was with Zepbound, but with Wegovy, I just drank more water and that was it. I didn't really take anything to like help me out with that. I think I only had it like maybe 3 times at the most with
Okay,
Wegovy.
okay. So that's it? You only had constipation like 3 times?
Yeah, that I can remember. Yes.
Wow, so you were just pretty regular.
Hmm. Correct.
Now have
Because I
you
didn't
not
change much. Sorry.
you no, you said you didn't change your diet?
Yeah, I didn't change my diet as much at all.
Okay, what
Stayed
made you
regular
not do that?
because I didn't believe that Wegovy would help me because I always felt like Wegovy is just like any other diet out there. You will lose some, but then gain it right back. Or I just didn't believe that I can just drop weight with Wegovy.
And was it just Wegovy or because at that time, I don't think was Mounjaro was that out or Zepbound, it wasn't out around that time yet, was it?
I don't think so because I didn't hear about it.
Okay, so you just weren't
Mhm.
confident in the GLP-1. It was not that it was necessarily
Correct.
Wegovy. You just thought, "This is another thing that's gonna come and go,"
Right.
basically. Okay, that
Correct.
makes sense. Okay, when did you get to Zepbound? So you stayed on that for 4 months. How were you introduced to Zepbound?
I was introduced by my same doctor. I was introduced around March of this year, 2020. Just to recap, the reason why I got off of Wegovy, it is because of the payments. So I was paying out $200 every month. So that's a lot. So 4 months, $200, and all I lost was 20 pounds. So I was like, well, I think I lost enough. So let me go ahead and get off. And then I had a little scare of maybe, I think it was some indigestion issues with my stomach. So
Mhm.
that was the reason why I got off. But I spent 9 months with no medication before I was introduced to Zepbound.
And how
Yeah.
did you do during that time?
I struggled. It was
Did
hard
you?
trying to maintain my weight. Yes. Um, I had to do a calorie or metabolism reset because my calories were low, extremely low, below 1200. So I had to work my way up to 1800 so I can start building muscle because I wanted to do a body recomp. So I tried, and I also tried to do keto. That failed. So it was trying to find my way to drop
Hmm.
the last 20 pounds, and I could not do it.
So what was your starting weight?
For Zepbound or during my 9 month.
The Wegovy. You started at one
Oh, starting weight was 190.
190. Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then you got down to 170 on that
Yes.
Wegovy. And
Mm-hmm.
then your doctor says, and what made your doctor say he try Zepbound? Or did you bring it to him and say, look, I'm not losing as much as I should. I'm paying $200 a month. Like, how did that conversation come up? Because so many people struggle with, I think, talking to their doctors about
Yeah.
these GLP-1s.
Well, that conversation started was I was like, listen, I need to get back on Wegovy. I said, I don't care if I have to do an extra 3 more months. I need to get back on Wegovy right now because I am not able to lose any weight. And then I became a vegetarian. Then I started being bloated and all of this stuff was going on. So I said, I need the injections. I don't care what I have to pay. So I felt like we both came together and said Zepbound because I started researching online. What is this Zepbound? What is going on with this? And then he told me about Zepbound. So he's listen, before I even give you the prescription, write it out. What I need you to do is check and see if your insurance covers it, and then we can go from there. And my insurance covered everything. So it was at zero cost.
Oh, wow. That
Yes.
is so cool. That is so
Mhm.
cool. At 0 cost. So you
Yes.
were Zepbound, you were bound on Zepbound after
Yes.
that.
I said,
So how
let's
was
go.
your experience on Zepbound? So you were about 170-ish pounds, and then so what was your experience like on Zepbound?
With Zepbound, because you start off on, I think it's 2.5 milligrams, I immediately felt the suppression. So that was different compared to Wegovy. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to have the same diet like I did with Wegovy and just continue to eat whatever. I said I need to set some boundaries. So I'm not going to eat a whole lot of processed food. I'm just going to take away majority of the carbs and just try to eat some carbs but not a whole lot. Like meaning I won't eat three different type of breads. I'll just have one wheat bread, or don't eat oatmeal, eat something else like grits or something. So I changed my diet and just stayed strictly on protein and fiber. And I kept it so small to the point where it was repetitious every morning, Monday through Friday. I was eating the same thing.
Okay, so were you counting calories also during this time on Zepbound?
I only counted calories, I think it was the day before I started Zepbound, and then I counted the day after I started, and that was it. I just relied on my appetite because I felt like the suppression was good enough to where I'll be able to control it, where I'm not overeating on a whole lot of junk food.
Okay, yeah, I understand. So on Wegovy, you were doing the same thing. I think that, and I don't know if it's a more technical definition, but it sounds like that idea of intuitive eating, where you're eating, you visualize in your mind how much you should be eating. You've established what is your point of satiation with the
Yeah.
food, and then you're going with that versus tracking everything you're eating. So when you had mentioned that you were try being a vegetarian, how is that? Did you keep that going when you got on Zepbound?
No, my doctor was against it. He said, I
Oh,
need you to
okay.
eat protein. So I said, okay, I will go back to eating meat.
Oh, so your doctor was against it. He
Yes.
probably felt like you weren't getting enough protein in there, I'm
Hmm.
sure. Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. All right. That's interesting. So your strategy was just to go with how you feel, go if you felt full. So was that successful? Were you losing when you got on Zepbound and you just eating that same thing every week and keeping track of that in that way? Were you losing?
Yes, I was losing, I would say, about a pound a week. I
Okay,
was
about a pound a
dropping.
week.
Yes.
Very good. And so were you documenting this? Were you doing the weekly updates also on your channel?
Oh, yes, my weekly updates never stopped. I
Okay,
kept going.
okay, okay. So how much protein did you get in? Now you said you weren't keeping track of calories. Were you even keeping track of that protein?
Yes, I was getting around 80 grams of protein.
Okay, 80 grams of protein.
Mm.
What about exercise? So at this point, were you exercising?
I've stayed exercising for years.
Even
Exercising has,
before the
yes,
GLP-1?
correct. Exercising has never stopped. The only difference is I was trying to add more resistance training, more weights, but I like a fear of stiffness. I don't like to be walking like Frankenstein. I don't like that stiff soreness. So I relied more on walking than I did with weight training.
Okay, okay. All right.
Mhm.
So yeah, you rely more on walking than weight training. I think, some people have started to do that, even though it's a big push for us on these GLP-1s now to
Yes.
do some of that strength training. So what is a day in the life of she is Tamika? What does that look like? How do you start your day and how does that your whole health journey fit into that? Because you're a mom with 3 children too. How do you fit all that in? And a content creator and you work.
Yes. Okay. I basically just start my morning off with some protein coffee. And a lot of people ask, like, what is that? It's just coffee and just add 1 scoop of protein powder and then stir it up. Add your Splenda if you need to sweeten it up a little bit. But that right there is 15 grams of protein. And then when you
Now, did
have,
you let me ask you this
yes,
before I forget. Did you see that somewhere? Because now I wish I could bring a television show in here. You know how like you're watching TV and
yeah,
they're telling you protein coffee, protein coffee, protein coffee. And it's like it's taking over the nation. So I feel like that's the new thing, protein coffee. So where did you hear that from, or did you just know to do that?
I've actually heard and saw other YouTubers, but they would use the Premier ready-made protein coffee and they'll just add it to like their Starbucks coffee or their regular coffee. And I'm like, you know what? I don't have a whole lot of ready-made protein coffee. That's expensive. I already have the Premier protein powder form, so why not just add the powder into the coffee and just stir it up real good with the frother so I can get all the clumps out of it because it's a certain way you got to do it. And it can't be too hot because then it will clump up even more. So I did that myself.
So that's how you start your coffee. I have one of those frothers. I love those things. I just ordered a newer one that has a longer mixer to it.
Mhm.
So what else do you so that's your morning drink, and then you do you eat anything with the coffee?
I'm not right away. I like to wait until around 10 a.m. to eat because that coffee will hold me over because I get up at 4 something in the morning. So I don't have to be to work until 7. So I'm having my coffee around 6 in the morning. So my appetite is suppressed all the way up until 10 o'clock. And then that's when I'll have my breakfast. And I will have like the Greek yogurt, put some strawberries in there, and what else? A protein bar. So
Oh,
I'm
okay.
front loading my protein, and then not to mention that when I have collagen, that also has protein in it. That's about 9 grams per scoop. So if I have that in my water, that's almost 40 grams of protein that I'm having in the morning.
To start you off. That sounds
Yeah.
great. Now the collagen, do you taste that? Because I have some and I've never put it in water. I put it in like a smoothie. I put it in pretty much a smoothie. I put it in coffee. So do you taste it in the water?
I do because I have the flavored collagen. So
Okay.
it's like a strawberry type flavor.
Oh, okay, it's flavor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know they
Hmm.
had, like, flavors like that. Okay, good tip, good tip.
Yeah.
Alright, so then what does your lunch schedule look like? Into work and then lunch?
For lunch, I don't have anything because 10 a.m., all that protein holds me over until I go home. And I leave work
Wow.
around 3:30. And that's when I'll have like my dinner a little bit after 4. And it'll just be something simple as like a protein, a carb, and veggies. And then I have to have my chocolate ice cream. So it's the Carb Smart. Ice cream on a cone. I have to have it. And that will be my whole meal throughout the whole day.
Oh, wow, wow.
Yeah.
And after the dinner, because you eat early, like between 4 and 5, so do you have a little protein snack or, protein bars or something like that in between that and bedtime?
No. After
No,
my
that's
ice
it.
cream, that's it.
Okay, there, the ice cream is the treat. Okay, but you have
Yes.
that with the dinner. You don't wait a couple hours and then have the ice cream, or you do?
No, not all the time. Sometimes it can be I will have the ice cream before dinner, or I'll have it after dinner, or I'll have it after my workout. So it depends.
Now, what time are you working out? What time are you getting that exercise in there?
At 6 o'clock.
Oh, in the afternoon, in the evening.
Mm-hmm. In the
Okay, 'cause see,
evening.
most
Yeah.
people say they can't work out in the evening. They rather do it in the morning and get it over. Have you ever tried the morning workout?
I sure did.
And
I actually
no?
did a video about it. Yes. I was getting up at 4:30 in the morning, just getting on my walking pad, just doing something real simple because you don't want to, for me, I don't want to lift weights early in the morning. I'm too tired for that. And I feel like I'm not going to concentrate on that mind to muscle connection. So I need something where it's mindless, me just walking on a walking pad. So
No, that's a
it's
good
okay.
point of view. That's different, a different way to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So you really wanna be into it. I guess
Yes.
you're right, though, in the morning, you are thinking, because I try to do a little quick meditation in the morning and try to set my intention for the day and be
Right.
thankful and all of that and just center myself. But you are thinking about what you got to do for the day. And also, you could get caught up in that. So I think that's great. I think that's a great tip if you want that mind connection. Maybe some people that are retired or don't have those distractions to start their day, it may feel a little different, but yeah, that's a good way to think about it. All right,
Yeah.
so that's your dinner. So what time are you in bed then? Are you, because you seem like you're up early. What time are you in bed?
I
How's
have
that
to
sleep?
I have to hit my bed at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock?
Yes.
You are kidding me.
No, I'm not.
8 o'clock. Oh my
Hmm.
gosh. Lights out. You're in bed. No wonder
No,
she is so gorgeous. She is Tamika. You're getting that beauty sleep.
the TV will still be on, but I just have to be in the bed, settled at 8 o'clock.
Settle at 8 o'clock.
Yes.
Oh
Hmm.
gosh. Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
At 8 o'clock, my day is just starting sometimes. I
Oh no,
feel like,
ma'am.
oh my goodness. Oh,
Yes.
those are sleep goals. So what time are you up? So you're getting at least probably 7 hours, I know. At
At
least.
least, yeah, at least my alarm. I have multiple alarms. 4 a.m., 4:30, 5, and 5:30 is the latest. As I mentioned in one of my older videos, is that I wanted to get up early in the morning and try to walk. So I said eventually I'm going to get up if I set my alarm early. I may not get up, but at least I'm awake.
Yeah.
That's how I
Wow,
do
that
it.
is so cool. That's so cool. So when are you fitting like your content creation into that schedule?
I do post once a week on Fridays. That is like my scheduled content. So I would actually film Friday's content Thursday night. So that means I would
Okay.
have to sacrifice my workout in order to get that
Get
done.
it in. Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. Okay. Very good. So that seems like it's working for you, though. That's a good
Yes.
schedule. All right. Very good. So what is what's your current weight? What is your current weight right now?
My current weight right now, as of today, is 137.2.
So when you started out and you were at the 190, I want you to go back to that 190.
Mm,
Visualize that 190. What did you set out? What was your goal? So did you say, because I know you say you wanted to lose weight fast. You said I want to lose weight fast because I'm paying this money. I just want to hurry up and get this going. So did
right.
you have a goal weight? Did you say I'm 190? I want to be like 130? Or did you ever give yourself a goal?
My goal was 150 because that
Okay.
was the weight I was before I had my second child in my
Oh,
early.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
And you smashed that goal, you crushed
Yes,
that goal.
I sure
And so when
did.
you get to the 150, do you say to yourself, "Okay, now I'm gonna go lower," or did the weight just keep coming off? Because I don't think you were in maintenance at that 150. So what made you want to keep going?
I kept
down?
going down because my doctor said, "Listen, I need you to drop 10 more extra pounds." Because he said your weight does fluctuate once you get off. You've been through this before, so let's do an extra 10 pounds to offset it. So that's where the 135 came. No, I'm sorry. I had multiple weight goals. It was 150, and then the second one was 145, and then he
Okay.
said, "Let's do 10 pounds from that, which will be
Okay.
135." Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Very good. Very good.
And I say the
And I've
math
heard
ain't
that.
mathing.
No, I've heard that too. I've heard doctors will tell you to set your goal weight within a 10-pound range, or some even have said
Mhm.
5, but I think 10 is a good span there. So just you get go up. Everybody probably recycles those same 2 to 3 to 5 pounds. And so that gives you that option of doing that. So you're at 137. So how does your doctor feel? Is he just elated that you got to maintenance and reached your goal?
Yes, he's very excited. So he's very
So
happy with me.
So what is Zepbound looking like for you these days? So you're on maintenance, and I really want to dedicate some time talking about this because
Oh,
I'm going to put this video that you made in the description because I'm telling you, people out there watching this, you got to go back and watch this video. You have this video where you talk about damaging your metabolism. And
yes.
so what you've told us, if people didn't make the connection, you already told us how you damaged your metabolism, but I want you to
Mhm.
elaborate on that. And you said your metabolism is, and you didn't use these words, but I'm going to use these words, a hot mess. And you're
Yes.
trying to reshape that. You did use, probably you were a lot rougher on yourself than that. But just talk about that because I don't think a lot of people realize the importance of calorie counting and how when you're not eating enough calories, you're dropping weight fast and you're not monitoring that. Like right now, you're feeling good because you're dropping those pounds, but in the long term, you're damaging your metabolism. So, can you talk about that? But there's a reason why I'm counting calories. I've been there, done that with those boot
Mhm.
camps, I talked about, and just like the fad diets. And it got me to where I'm at now at
Yeah.
260 something. And I'm almost 50 pounds down. And so for me, at this age, I just wanted a different strategy. And so when I listened to your video, and I've heard it before, from other
Mhm.
people, but coming from you, you were just like real and raw about it. It made me reaffirm like what I was doing and it made me feel good about the choices that I'm making while I'm on my weight loss and health journey. So, but please talk about that. Please talk about that.
Um, I was real hard on myself, and the only reason why I was hard on myself is because I've already been down this road before. Because during that 9-month break after Wegovy, I said my metabolism is trash. So I just repeated the same thing because I realized my metabolism is trash. And if you don't understand when it comes down to weight loss, it's nothing new under the sun. It's like calories in versus calories out. Eat more protein, eat more fiber. It's the same thing, but sometimes our brains are just not comprehending or just realizing like, hey, let me just take it slow, one day at a time. We want to lose it so fast, but then we forget the aftermath of what happens when you're eating extremely low in your calories. How you expect to gain muscle? How do you expect to maintain eating 600 calories a day? I can't maintain that. I can't maintain eating 900 calories. So what I have to do is reset my metabolism, and that's where I'm at because I realize, wait a minute, I'm eating way below 1300 for my BMR, which is my basal metabolic rate. I'm eating below that. I need to get it back up. I know this is like, Tamika, girl, stop playing, get on track, do what you need to do. And I've also did a video a few months ago where I was saying like people who are trying to get on it, you need to start tracking your calories. And then when you get on it, start tracking your calories and then scale back if you need to, but always fall back on counting your calories because this medication will have your appetite so suppressed to the point where you'll just get so relaxed and you're like, okay, I ate a little bit of food, I ate a little bit of food, but then when you calculate it, it's under 1,000. And that's not what you want. And when you lose weight like that, you're not gaining muscle, then you start having the skin flabbing, pulling, and all of that. So you
Mhm.
don't want that. What you want to do is have that resistance training so that you can suck your body in, because you want to be snatched and tight and right. So that's where I'm at right now. I am in a metabolism reset, making sure that my calories are staying above 1400. It's so easy to do that now. Just add your carbs back in because it's not hard. Just start eating some oatmeal, adding some berries in it, adding seeds in it. Those have calories in it. So just go ahead and add the simple things. You don't have to go crazy and eat Oreos all the time, much as I want to, but I can't.
Mhm. So yeah, I think that's good. Adding the healthier carbs and the complex carbs. The basal metabolic rate is basically what your body is burning when you're just doing your like we're sitting here now,
Yes.
just breathing, just living our lives. And so they say that, and when I say they, doctors say that should be between 1400, which you just talked about, that's yours, up to
Yes.
1700. And then, of
Mm-hmm.
course, if you weigh more, you eat more calories because your body needs
Correct.
it. And I think people who lose and drop fast, and they're doing that because they're cutting a lot of calories, like you
Right.
say, like 1200 and down to 1200, 1000. But these people, I think they feel like, and I've heard people say that I'm eating, get my protein in. But even though you're getting your protein in,
Mm-hmm.
it's still, the calories still are low. And so I
Yes.
think that's what people don't realize. They're thinking, oh, I'm getting my protein in, 130 grams of protein, and I'm still getting my veggies in, and they're doing maybe like a more of a keto style, cutting out all those carbs. And I don't think that they realize that that can also damage your metabolism because you're still not
Mm-hmm.
getting enough calories. You're not getting enough. And I know, like, I have this friend, I just spoke to her 2 days ago, and she went from, being chunky. I would never call her overweight, but now when she sees her pictures, I'm sure she's probably thinking, she thinks she was like really big. But for me, she was just like a normal size. She decided she wanted to become a bodybuilder, and she actually entered a contest and came in second place. And I mean, she looks good. And she was just telling me that you eat more when you're doing that because that protein is helping build your muscle, but that muscle is burning. So that idea of eating less and thinking because you're eating protein is going to help that metabolism, it's really the opposite. It really is the opposite.
Right.
And I was able to witness that through her. And I guess, and now she says she's slacked off from working out all the time because she was a workout buff. But
Okay.
even her, like, I was shocked to see, because I knew eventually it would come to a point where she would kind of scale back. This is a girl who she didn't even think she should enter. And she worked her buns off, and she was eating the same things every day. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of what she's saying, you're saying too, and that you just don't have that bodybuilding, but I bet you could do it if you
I'm
put your
sure
mind
I
to it.
can. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. I guess that's the message I want to get out there. But like I said, I
Mhm.
do see the value in somebody who's paying a lot of money or on a mission, that they say, I'm taking this weight off, I'm taking it off fast, I'm going to maintain this forever. This is what I'm going to do. And you say that you wish, in hindsight, that you would have done what differently? Like, your biggest regret is what?
My biggest regret is just not taking it serious. I just went into Wegovy just if it happens. But I wish I would have changed my diet up a little bit more, cleaned it up, and still tracked my calories and making sure that I was not eating below my BMR.
Okay, because you were eating below. So now
Right.
you're probably eating more food. Are you still losing? Because you went from eating probably not even 1,000 to now you're eating the 1,400. Were you still losing once you added those extra calories? But you're not trying to lose, I know. You didn't put on a bunch of weight, because I think that's what people are afraid of. And I bet you probably even dropped still a pound here and there.
I do. I will drop a pound here or there. Only time I would really gain anything, maybe about a pound or two, is during that time of the month. That's it. And
Okay.
then with me eating, or I should say increasing my calories, I'm still not going over. I haven't even went past 137 yet. So,
Oh, wow. Okay.
and I
Right.
stayed at 136. I was just 136, I believe, last week. So,
Okay. And then I know too, watching your video too, you also said that you wish you had not focused on cardio and focused on that strength training
Oh, yeah,
and building the muscle. Yeah, earlier.
I agree. Yep, that
So
did
yeah.
come to my mind. Yeah, I wish I would have because of the saggy skin. And I still do have some fat pockets, especially around my legs area,
When you say fat pockets, what do you mean?
like the trouble zones. Okay,
Okay.
what do you call it? The upper thigh near your glutes, saddle
Okay.
bags. Like
Okay.
you got a little bit of that. I have a little bit of that.
Now
Like
you
inner
also
thigh
said
fat.
when you were saying my metabolism is a, how am I say, a hot mess. When you talked about that too, you also said that your glutes, we'll call them. You said I lost my behind in the back, and it's a hot mess. And yeah, so yeah, you so are you doing things now to because you can build that back up, I believe.
I should be able to build it back up. I felt like I went too far with it because the glutes is flat. It's literally I can smush it in. Stop.
Now, what does your significant other say about the weight loss? Because you've lost a lot of weight, and a lot of men like to, or anybody likes to, a lot of guys like to be able to hold on to something. Your guy did. What does he say about that?
I told him, he was like, "Oh, you lost a lot of your butt area." And I was like, "I didn't have a whole lot to begin with." And he said, "You have more than what you got now." So I think that he feels that I went just a little bit too far. Maybe if I would have stayed around 150, 145 ish. But being in the 130s, like you really see a difference
Oh,
with
wow.
my weight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Get that back. Now, is he in shape? Has he ever had a weight issue?
He never really had a weight issue, but he's starting to get a little stomach.
And is he eating like anybody else in your household? Are they eating healthy like you? Or are you
No,
cooking two sets of meals or are you just cooking for everybody?
no, first off, I'm not a cooker. My husband is. He's the one that likes to cook. I like to cook too, but I'm just too impatient to be cooking. And so I don't do two meals, not all the time. No, I don't. Unless I have a taste for something different than what he has prepared, that is the only time. But when I cook, it's just one meal itself, and everybody eats it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's good. So you're not
Yeah.
having to do all that extra. Oh, right. Okay. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. So your exercise, so you're strength training now? Are you like at the gym? Or are you just doing it at home with your weights yourself?
Everything is at home. I have my
Everything
own
is there.
home gym. I have no
Yeah.
excuse.
Me too. Me too. I got my home on gym. I will tell you, I am starting on Monday. I said I was going to wait till after the holiday. Now, I've been doing strength
Oh,
training, which Patrice told me that was great to be doing it with my own body weight. And I said, I sure have enough
yes.
of it as I'm getting a workout. But
Mm-hmm.
I do want to add the weights. And what really convinced me about adding the weights is watching your video and talking and seeing you
Oh,
and talking about your regrets. And so it was helpful to me. And so I think anybody out there, looking at you, I want to talk about this too, because I know people
okay.
have been telling you to stop losing. You're
Yes.
skinny enough already. We got to talk about
Mm-hmm.
that. But I was one of those people when you're searching for on YouTube and you're looking for people who look the way you do or have as much
Yeah.
weight to lose as you, because that's just the connection, right? And it's okay, they're where I'm starting out. And so you gravitate to those people. But I think people like you and Patrice and Simply Taisha, and I should
Mm-hmm.
say the Patrice Denise. I love saying her name
Yes.
like that. But I think it's value in you ladies that are in maintenance and going back and seeing like what worked for you and how you got to maintenance. And even though you look slim, it's, and trim, but that's like where I want to be. And so I think you're like a footprint, which is why I call these interviews footprints, because you can see what you did and how you want to get there. So I'm going out looking at those videos, but I'm going to add those weights. I'm going to get on a weight training
Mm-hmm.
schedule and add those weights. I'm adding those weights in and I just want to sculpt my body. I don't want to be in that situation where I'm regretting when you've gotten so much
Mm-hmm.
wonderful advice out there. So
Yeah.
thank you for that. Thank you for that. If
You're
you didn't
welcome.
affect anybody else, you got me. So you told us about your regret, which was
Mm-hmm.
the not taking the counting calories and all that serious at the start.
Yeah.
Well, let's just think back. If you could think of one word to describe yourself before these GLP-1s, what would it be? Like, what word would capture everything with your experience before the GLP-1s?
Oh, wow, that is so hard. I have a million and one words to describe myself. I guess fear.
Fear.
I had
What
a
were
lot of
you
fear.
afraid of?
I was fearing that I would not be able to drop any weight because growing up and when you have family who are of a larger size, especially lower bottom half size. So it's like people told me, oh, when you get in your 30s and 40s, you're going to be like your mom. You're going to be like your grandma. Look at your bloodline. They're all full figured women. So what do you, why would you think that you will be any different from them? And I will always say, why do I need to be like them? Why can't I be different? And I was just afraid after having my kids and everything, and I saw that my weight was just going up. I've been over 200 pounds, so I know what it's like. So yeah, the fear of not being able to drop weight and just being like the rest of the women in my family. I love them dearly, but just because they gained weight and didn't lose it, that doesn't mean that's my story.
Yes, I'm glad you said that. Yes, that's so true.
Mm-hmm.
And I think doctors sometimes promote that because they'll say, "Oh, it's genetic. Oh, it's genetic." And I think it puts in your mind that, okay, I can't beat this. I'm just going to have to deal with it. And I think that sets you up for failure. And I don't think that it's
Yes.
intentional at all. We know a lot of these things
Mm-hmm.
can be genetic, but it's also something to be said about changing that around too. And you just
Right.
have to have the motivation, the mindset to do it and have a tool to help you, a tool to help you. So fear, that's a great word. I just love that word. How do you feel now? What is your word to describe yourself now after your GLP-1 and not really after because you're still maintaining with it?
Mm-hmm. Resilient.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Resilient. Okay. And why are
Yes.
you feeling resilient?
Because I've achieved, so I've basically surpassed my weight loss goal and I just stuck to it even when people wanted me to get off of it or told me I didn't need it. You can do this the natural way. It's if you don't know my story or know my journey of everything that I've done, just by looking at me, you can't just call me lazy or I don't want to do it. No, I've been through the rocky muds and the trenches trying to lose the weight. So I was able to lose it with GLP-1 and I'm happy I made that decision. And I didn't allow other people's negative comments. Oh, do you know what GLP-1 can do to you? It can mess with your thyroid, or you're not scared of the medication. And my comeback will be you're not scared to take over the counter medicine. You're not scared to take your doctor's prescription that he gives you when you go in for a headache. Look at the back of the prescription. Doesn't it say all these different side effects, but you still take it because
Hmm.
you want it to help one thing? So I say if you just trust God, then everything will work out for the best. That's how I look at it.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that. What did you do with all those clothes? Because I know you dropped some sizes.
I sure did. I had to donate my clothes. And a
That's
lot of those
cool.
clothes had price tags on them from the beginning of the year when I just went shopping on Shein, just went crazy. And I was like, oh, okay. And then now I can't even wear them.
Oh, I know. I can relate. I can relate. It's funny. This shirt I have on right now that I'm
Yeah.
interviewing you, it had a tag on it. I just pulled it off, and I won't probably be able to wear this if I lost another 10 pounds. It would be too big, but I couldn't even fit it. It was super tight on me before. So yeah, I know. I can relate to that. That's a great thing to do too with it. I know you have a ton of advice, but what advice would you give to a newbie? Somebody who just got this new prescription, whatever the GLP-1 is, and they get the box home and maybe they're still a little nervous about it. And if you could be in their ear and say to them, give them a little piece of She Is Tamika advice, what would it be?
It would be don't tell anybody that you are on
Don't
GLP-1.
really.
Keep
Why
it
did
to
you
yourself
say?
because everybody has an opinion. And then you get
Mhm.
looked at in a negative way because you're not doing it natural. So my I And then people worry. So you go out to dinner and they're looking at you like they can't even concentrate on their own food because they're so busy. Is that all you're going to eat? So what do you eat while you're on GLP-1? And I understand the questions, but sometimes it's, listen, I'm eating the same foods, but just in a smaller portion. That's it. I'm not doing
Yeah.
anything that's more different than you, except for I'm not eating a whole lot of processed food and I am front loading my protein. So it would be just keep it on the down low. Just say, I'm just watching what I eat. I'm just pushing back from the table right now. I'm not going to have this. And count your calories and make sure you are doing resistance training. Do not prioritize the cardio over resistance training.
Okay, that's great advice. Great advice. And I did what
Mhm.
you said. I didn't tell anybody that I was taking it for 6 months. I went close to 7 months. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I kept it. And in hindsight, I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did.
Yes.
So tell me the best thing and the worst thing about being on a GLP-1. So if you had to say what's the best thing about it, what would that be?
The food noise is
Uh,
gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good. Yeah, I
The
agree.
food noise. I don't have that sugar because I'm a sweet tooth person. Soul food, I, I don't really care. A buffet, I don't really care to eat at a buffet because I don't have multiple plates of food. I can't even eat like that even before GLP-1. I've always been that way since younger, a young child, but it was just the sweets that gets me and those carbs. I love them.
I love the carbs too.
The
So I
worst
wanted to,
thing,
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
oh, I was going to say the worst thing is titrating too fast.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. You feel
Yeah.
like you titrated up too fast. Did you go up on the schedule of 4 weeks? Every 4 weeks you went up? Is that how you
Yes.
did it? How
My
far did
highest,
you get
it was 10 milligrams.
on Zepbound?
Yes, that was the worst
That was the worst for you?
decision. Yes, because it was too much for my body and I really didn't need it at that time. I should have just stayed on 7.5. To me, 7.5 was just the icing on the cake because it literally took away my appetite to have me eating around 1,000 calories. But I love 5 milligrams because I'm able to eat more. But 10 milligrams, I was eating like 600 calories a day. And just eating a little bit of food that you would feed a toddler was not healthy for me. And a lot of times I felt delusional because I wasn't eating. And I passed out. I made a video about it because my blood sugars got too low and I passed out in the middle of the night. So, new. Don't
And this
titrate up.
was before you were started counting your calories too, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, okay, all right. And that's how you can avoid doing that, just in case a
Yes.
newbie is watching and things like, "Oh, I'm gonna," but that's why we say keep track of what you're eating and how much you're eating, and then you can avoid that. Okay, all right.
Right, because you don't have to track every single week. Even if you track when you're getting ready to start your new milligram, just track for a few days or just that week and then go intuitively until the next month and you titrate up. And if you realize you're eating too low in calories, hey, doc, according to what I've tracked, I was eating 1,200. Now I'm eating 600. Is this safe? Is this good? That way you can have those type of conversations with your doctor versus, yeah, doc, titrate me up, put me up, and then you don't even realize what's going to happen on the back end.
I agree. I think a good tip too is before you titrate up, add some more protein in there and see if that helps before you go up. But I think you were doing it a little bit earlier before the schedule got revised because the schedule was every 4 weeks you go up, every 4 weeks you go up. And now in hindsight, we all know that you don't need to move up every 4 weeks just to move up.
Mm-mm.
That's great. That's great news. Now, let's talk about this. First of all, let me tell you, you
Okay.
had this video and it's so funny to me. You're in your car and you're like, and I've had this moment. I just haven't gotten my car, but I could have it everywhere else probably. Where you
Mhm.
got this candy bar. You're like, I just want some chocolate. I just want some chocolate. And you said I
Oh,
was gonna buy some M&Ms, but I didn't get the M&Ms. You like, but I got this box of protein bars. And then the
yes.
protein bar, you start eating it. You were like, you could just tell that hit
Mm-hmm.
the spot.
It
Everybody's
did.
had that moment. That's such a realistic moment for us to have. And so some people on this journey are not a fan of protein bars. I happen to be one of those people that are
Mhm.
because I love my snacks. And I think now I've learned to scale it back and not to always have
Right.
two. Because I was having like two snacks a day or sometimes three. I would have a snack. And so now
Mhm.
I've learned to scale that back to like just maybe one, two if don't really eat a lot at dinner, I'll have just to get me up to that 1,600 calories that I'm at. But yes, that's so realistic. And it's, geez, Louise, I'm like somebody I can relate to. So tell us about that. So tell us, what were you feeling that you just wanted to have this chocolate, and what made you decide not to go with the M&Ms? What you did, what a true GLP-1 user would do, is you went for the chocolate protein.
For one, I was on my menstrual. Okay,
Okay,
so
okay.
I ran out of chocolate ice cream. So I got up one morning right before I went to work. I was like, these protein bars is looking kind of good. Let me get the chocolate. Like, let me just grab it just in case. Because I always like Built Bars to me taste just like candy. It's like a
I
really
never
nice
had
treat.
those.
You need to get it. You can get it off of Amazon, get the variety pack because that way you can see which ones you like best. But
Hmm.
I love Built Bars. So basically, I just went to see if it was on sale. I like to catch a sale at Walmart. And they didn't have it. So I was like, let me just pick up the pure protein. Let me get the chocolate because that's what I want. And then went to work. And then I'm like, ooh, I need some chocolate. I want some M&Ms. And I was like, should I go buy some M&Ms? Should I not go buy it? And then when I realized I got the protein bars in the car, I was like, let me sneak, go to the car. And I was like, let me make a video because this is real. This is
It
not
is.
everyday life. People just don't understand. Like when you really want chocolate, you need to have it. So long story short, I just went ahead and had the protein bar, and it was my first time having that one. And I felt like I was in heaven. Like I felt like I
You
was
look like
eating.
it.
It was so delicious. And I went back to work feeling just fine. And I'm like, I got 20 grams of protein versus 250 calories with no protein that you would get out of a bag of M&Ms. I had to
Yes,
weigh it out.
yes. Now, did you tell us the best thing about Zepbound? Did you tell us that? I can't remember.
I don't think so, but with Zepbound, my appetite was suppressed more compared to Wegovy.
Okay, the appetite suppression. Okay, very
Mm-hmm.
good, very good. Okay, and then I wonder too, this whole idea of people telling you that you have lost too much weight. It's
Mm-hmm.
so funny because you go from people telling you you need to lose weight and
Right.
maybe looking at you a certain kind of way because you put on pounds, and you brought up like people saying you're destined to be like your family members that are
Right.
hippie or heavy. And then, so you go from that. So are these same people telling you to stop losing and you're too skinny and you're too thin? And have you felt skinny shamed at all?
I felt a little skinny shame, yes. And these are
Oh,
people that like I work with. They will say little things like that. As far as like my family, they haven't seen me, so I'm sure that's to come. That's forthcoming. But as far as like my husband family, they're saying, "Oh, you look good, you look good," and I'm sure there's gonna be one that's going to say something mean about my weight, like you lost way too much weight, or you need to eat more, or something like that. But I
yeah.
don't know what to say. Is you get it both ways, no matter what.
Yes, yes. I would agree with that. Okay, all right. I want to ask you this question.
Okay.
You made this video about DoDash,
Yes.
and DoDash is a content creator that just started blowing up because she was on YouTube being real, being raw, and
Mhm.
telling people how to start their channels and get their channels going, and just being very inspirational. And so
Right.
now there has been some backlash with people saying that she's a scammer and she's not true to what she said she was going to do. And so I just wonder, because you made a video that just really blew up talking about
Yes.
DoDash, and I wonder, how do you feel about that? Do you have any regrets about that? Are you still in the same mindset with DoDash that you started with? Can you just,
Mhm.
inquiring minds want to know.
Yes, I did the video because she basically inspired me because I wasn't sure back in October if I was still going to be on Zepbound going forward after November. And I already know how the story is. Once you're doing something popular, at the time we go, my videos were popping every week. I'm getting over 1,000 views. And I already knew that once I got off of Wegovy, my views went down low. So I was expecting the same thing to happen with Zepbound. So when her video came out, it just inspired me to just keep going, just be my true authentic self. I don't have to be all fancy, glamorous if I don't want to. Just pull the camera out and just start talking about my day. You just never know who you might touch. So with everything that is going on, my intention was when I made the video is I have to let my viewers see this video. I didn't care if I got any views. I didn't care about it at all. I just wanted to help my community. And then it just took off the way it did, and I was not expecting it. So I don't regret putting her video out. Yes, the thought did come to mind. Oh man, I done put this video out, and then now people are saying these things about her. I don't know her personally. Apparently, she's been on YouTube, so things that she didn't share, people just felt like she misled the community. But for me, I did my purpose. That was to get her name out for other people who wanted to start their YouTube channel so that they can become monetized, grow their own community. So I don't regret what I did because it wasn't for me, it was for my community and whoever else that came across my video.
Yes, and I will say I saw your video and it inspired me too. I am an educator, and you're always looking for everyday people because we look up to the celebrities and the movie stars. And I'm thinking about my students, and when you come across like everyday people that are making it happen, and
Right.
it's very relatable. And so I also saw that, and I thought I was gonna make a video, and like kudos to this lady for
Mm-hmm.
inspiring people. And what really motivated me was the fact that she gets on there and she's just herself. Now I don't know if she's getting on there and that she's purposeful about that because she knew
Right.
that would attract people, because before she was glammed up in
Mm-hmm.
her previous videos and Instagram and wherever she is. And so I think that still that motivated people to just get out there. And so even if she's scamming or if she's not, I feel like she has motivated so many people
Right.
to put their best foot forward with who they are, their true genuine self. You don't have to, glam it up. Now, everybody doesn't have the same resources, everybody doesn't have the same mindset. And I think that she motivated people. I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll
Yes.
take that. And I'm glad she did. Wherever she goes from here on out, I just think that God will let it be what it'll be. So I just wanted to make sure you were okay, because I saw people were criticizing and so critical. Now they're making videos of her supporters. And I just wanted to make
Yes.
sure that you were okay. I just wondered if you thought about that. And so I'm glad you said you're not friends with her. You don't know her personally. You were inspired and you just put that out there.
Correct. That is it. And I saw that she was trending. When she said, make a video about me, I said, oh, this lady is going to be trending. I said, with any trend, you hop on it right then when it's hot. Don't wait a month later and then hop on it. So I was just inspired by her. I feel like when you find somebody that is trending and if they say make a video about them, like this is hot right now, then you make a video. You don't wait a month later and then make a video. And then if you're expecting, oh, I want all the views, I want to be like her, and then you find out that you're not going to get the same type of results. So when you hop on trends, hop on it right then while it's hot, and you just never know what your video is going to do. So again, I was not expecting my video to do anything. I was only expecting maybe 50 views, but 2 days later, it's like the video just blew up.
It blew up. And she did
Yes.
say, didn't she say, make a video about me? I'm
Mm-hmm.
hot right now. I'm trending.
Yes, it.
You jump on that bandwagon, inspire people if you can. So, yeah, she did encourage that.
Mm-hmm.
That is good. That is good. So that leads us right into your channel. Tell us about your
Yes.
channel. She is Tamika.
She is Tamika. Was I had so many different names, but nevertheless, I really started getting into content creation around 2017. So I've had my channel up ever since '07. Can you imagine that if I would have started making videos back in '07, where I could be at right now?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. I didn't
Yeah.
even know what monetization was when they were asking me for my social security. I said, "What type of business is this asking me for my?"
And that's when it was much easier. They were looking for people to be YouTube
Mhm.
partners.
They were. So I started 2017 just doing natural hair, and then I started documenting my weight loss around 2020 during the pandemic, and that's when I started the keto. And that's how I was like, let me go ahead and document everything. And weekly, I was giving updates. Then transition over to inspired exercise content with popular YouTubers on YouTube, Grow with Joe, Mr. London, all of them. So now it's just, what is it? Weight loss is the main focus. And then I will drop some little lifestyle content blogs, and then beauty, like with my hair and makeup, if I choose to drop it.
Okay, all
That's
right,
it.
very good. We love it. So if you're not following, she is Tamika. We're gonna put this up so they can subscribe to your channel and check you out. And like I said, even if you are not in maintenance, she is dropping some gems to help get you there. She is where we want to get to. And so we appreciate you. I do enjoy your channel. I love that you say, hello, gorgeous. Hey, gorgeous.
Yes, I forgot
And
to
what
say it.
Yes, yes, you forgot to say that. Have you always said that when you first started out?
No, not when I first started out. I would say maybe around 2020 when I really got serious about YouTube, like really just putting out videos. Like I found my niche, I should say, and I was getting views and stuff. So I would say, "Hey, gorgeous," or "Hello, gorgeous." But I got that from the Kardashians.
Ah, okay, I love it, I
Yeah,
love it. That
when
is
they
so
sisters, they do it.
they say it. Oh, that is so
Hmm.
cool, I love that. Thank you so much. Anything else you wanna tell us? We talked about it all.
No, I really don't have anything much to say, but just enjoy the journey, take pictures, take measurements, and um, just enjoy the process. Don't rush it. Your weight loss is going to happen, it's going to come. Believe it. If you don't believe it, then you might find yourself in stalls. Always try to find other people here on YouTube to connect with, because there are plenty of people who are making videos about the GLP-1. So you can always find a friend in any one of us if you just say, "Hello, I'm here. I'm here to watch your
Yes,
journey." Yeah, because we
yes,
need to know, because we don't know who's like really watching. A view is a view, but I can only connect if you comment. So always
sure.
comment
I
on
love
the
that
video.
comment. Yes, yes. Very
Mm,
good. We love that. We love that. I always say this is like the best community. This is a strong
yeah,
community. And so I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm glad to have met you and some of the other ladies and gentlemen. And I just think
yeah,
that it's just up from here. Like we're on a glow up through the GOP1.
yes,
So I love it. And so subscribe to her channel. She is Tamika. Subscribe to my channel. I'm the
yeah,
Downsizing Diva. And thank you so much. And I'm not going to say goodbye because I'm going to say I'll see you in the next video.
yes. See you in the
Thank
next one.
you.
Bye, gorgeous.